Hello, welcome back. I'm Leslie Butterfield. Thanks for joining me for another guided meditation here online. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses. That's because today I wanted to talk with you about the lens through which we filter our experience. And right now I have these lenses on, so making everything kind of shady. But more specifically, I wanted to talk about how we interpret our experience as it first hits us. So often when we have an experience, really any experience we have, our first reaction is to have a feeling of whether it's pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. And what we do with that reactivity, where the bigger reaction comes from, what actions we actually take, be it to want more of it, to push it away, or to just kind of ignore it, is where we run into trouble sometimes. And so today's guided meditation is all about how we meet our experience and the lens through which we're viewing it. So go ahead and find a comfortable position and we'll sit together for a little bit. So finding a position that's easeful and comfortable for you, but also allows for some alertness in your posture. So sitting upright, but not so much so that you're straining. An open chest, maybe rolling the shoulders back once or twice to help open up to any sort of experience we might meet today. And feeling our bottoms on the ground or on the seat beneath us, or our feet on the ground and the floor, feeling connected to the earth, held and supported. Taking a couple deep, slow breaths to help us relax into this moment. And as we begin to steady the mind, we'll start with an experiment of just noting what we're feeling, what we're noticing. So with a thought or a physical feeling that we're feeling in the body, or an emotion that we're feeling, instead of labeling it with what it is, see if you can label it with whether it's pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. So maybe there's a worrying thought in your mind, unpleasant, unpleasant. Maybe the air feels nice and cool against your skin, pleasant, pleasant. Maybe the air feels too cool on your skin, unpleasant, unpleasant. Maybe your sitting position feels neither pleasant nor unpleasant. So neutral, neutral. So just practice meeting whatever comes up with those simple noting words for now. In this moment, is the breath pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? In this moment, are your knees pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? In this moment, are the sounds around you pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? We're not trying to change anything, we're just being aware. And so we'll dive a little bit deeper now. See if you can find a physical sensation or even a thought that you're having or a sound that you're hearing that is pleasant. Maybe there's an area of the body that feels quite at ease right now. Or maybe you're reflecting on something wonderful that happened earlier today or this week. Maybe there's a nice bird song going on around you. So noting that it's pleasant. And from there, noticing in the body what the pleasant sensation feels like. What's your reaction to the pleasantness? Also noticing in the mind, is there a tendency to hold on to it, to want it to stay? Is there a sense of disappointment if it's already left? Is there a reveling in it? Does it change the way the breath feels? So letting that be for now, taking some slow breaths to calm and steady the mind. And noticing an area of the body or the mind or sounds around you that are unpleasant right now. Maybe there's a plane flying overhead, or some physical pain in part of the body, or some worrying in the mind. Note that it's unpleasant. And now take a minute to explore your physical self. What's the reactivity in the body to this experience? Is there a sense of pushing away in the mind? Has the body tensed up at all? To push off, to get away from that, to shield oneself from that unpleasant sensation. Maybe the mind has gone somewhere else altogether to just avoid it. See if we can just kind of explore what the unpleasant sensation is. Noticing the sounds of it. If it's physical, noticing, is it piercing, warm, cool? What's there in it? Can it just be a sensation? So just noticing what it is and our reactivity to it, and letting it be for now, taking some deep, slow breaths. And as you may have guessed, we'll go find somewhere in the body or the mind that feels kind of neutral. This might be a little trickier to notice. Places sometimes I go are my toenails, or maybe the top of my head, maybe just to the air around me. Sometimes people will go to the breath as well. Something that doesn't elicit the pleasant or unpleasant mind, noticing. But there is something to notice still. So noting what's neutral, and seeing if we can notice also how are we reacting to that. Are we bored of it? Are we turning our attention elsewhere already? Are we struggling to find something that's neutral? It's okay too. Maybe we're kind of enjoying it. There's some sort of ease in the neutrality. Again, taking some deep, slow breaths to steady the mind. And just noticing how the body and mind feel now. even now, is that bell sound pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? For each of us, it will be different based on our own experience and our own backgrounds and how that meditation was for us. It's in the noticing, the lens through which we're feeling the experience, in noticing whether we're taking it as pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. That's where we have the power and the choice in how we respond. So instead of it being something that's unpleasant and immediately trying to push it away, maybe we can just take a second and feel what it's like to be in an unpleasant sensation. And with a pleasant thing, maybe instead of grasping at it and trying to keep it to stay to the point where we get frustrated and disappointed because it's not going to stay, because things change, maybe we can just take some time to rejoice and explore how wonderful it is to feel it right now in this moment. And with the neutral, maybe instead of overlooking something because it doesn't feel like much, we can really explore what it is and see what it feels like to feel not much of anything at all. In my experience, sometimes it kind of starts to feel pleasant after a while. So I invite you to explore these different lenses of our experience, the pleasant, the unpleasant, or the neutral, and see if maybe in your day-to-day life you can note before you make a judgment, before you react. You can just notice if you're feeling it's unpleasant, pleasant, or neutral. Thanks again so much for joining me. It's always a treat to be with you. I hope to see you again next week. mindfulnessonline.us. Thank you.